Hello, everybody. Michael here with Dr. Don, getting ready for our show tomorrow. The show's about ADD, ADHD, I guess what they call it now.
This one is our show, Mike.
Well, we did an ADD show in 2000, so now it's ADHD. You said
Well,
we
yeah,
were playing that.
So here's the thing: ADHD now is the new rubric. It's everything. It is incorporated under that diagnosis. So no more ADD. It's ADHD. Very controversial that they've done this, and I'm not sure what that means because basically we're going to have a mixture of both on, and it's all loaded for us. It's very personal for us because look what happened with our last show. Put us both over the edge when people didn't show up, or somebody disappeared. We don't do well. ADD. Mike and I'm convinced we both have it. Well, Mike, you definitely have it.
Yeah, I've been diagnosed, so I do have it.
So I'm a product of the 1960s when my father basically told me that I was lazy and that I needed to get it going, or else I wasn't going to get to college because in those days there was no such thing. So we both have it. We know what change and disruption does to us, so we can imagine what it does to these kids that are going to be on our show. And these kids are really, every kid that's been on our show has been very brave. But for this one, this is about as brave as you can get because this subject matter is so big. And with COVID and everything else and being on remote, what a challenge to be an ADHD kid. And when we're talking about ADHD kids, we're talking about ADD too, which apparently now is it's a category underneath.
Well, and it's also very deceiving because a lot of kids with ADD or ADHD, they're very smart. So to the outsider, they say, well, why is this kid getting all this special treatment or all this attention? They seem smart to me, but it's still it's affecting a lot of people, and it's difficult. It's difficult. Speaking personally, it's difficult to grow up in a world when you have it, and you're trying to learn with kids that don't have it and that are following the traditional learning model.
Well, you can see when you meet these kids as people getting to know you and I, we're creative and we're very sensitive. And if you mess with our things that are predictable, it can put you in a mood. These kids that are coming on are creative, sensitive, and bright. But having this mystery and challenge is one that hits close to home for me. I'm excited about it. I'm feeling a little nervous about it. I see the importance of it, and I know what it's meant for me to live with this my whole life. And it's been kind of secretive. When I wrote my first book with my father, I didn't talk about this in the first book. And then my best friend challenged me and said, you need to really come clean and talk about that because it really influenced your life. So in the book, The Inside Ride, which I talked about last week with my dad, I talk about how this affected my life growing up.
Well, we're looking forward to seeing how it's affected kids today as well.
And during COVID in particular, right? I mean,
well, I've heard both. I've heard both sides. I've heard kids with it that have been flourishing on remote learning, and I've seen kids that have been struggling. So I think learning styles are unique. We're learning that as we grow as a world, that every kid learns differently and it affects everyone.
Well, I can tell you, I didn't do well not being remote. so if it was remote, I don't really know if I could have survived that. To tell you, I mean, I don't think it would have been. It wouldn't have worked for me.
So the show's tomorrow at 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific. Again, we welcome everybody to watch and send in your comments, and we'll try to address them live if we can. And we're also looking forward to future shows. So if you would like to be on a show or you know someone, please refer them, or drop a comment below on Facebook or YouTube or Twitch, and we'd love to hear from you, and we'd love to have you on to talk about whatever's been affecting you, whatever's on your mind, and whatever's controversial, and you feel no one's listening. We want you to have a voice.
Every show we've done has been a big one in terms of topics. This one hits the closest to home for you and I. So why don't you join us on a show that watch Mike and I, because it's about as personal as it gets.
Yeah, on Thursday.
Thursday.
This Thursday.
Yeah, that's right, Mike. It's only Tuesday.
Oh, it's Tuesday
already?
It's a holiday.
We had a holiday. You having a moment?
You know what? I already forgot what day it is. So it's this Thursday. Yes, I apologize. Not Wednesday. It's Thursday.
And Mike, you covered up on our disruptions and that came up last week very well. People should know that it was not easy and this is not an easy show to do. And when things get out of order and not predicted the way we expect them to, it does put us out of sorts. But I think we covered it up pretty good. But true confession, it was tough.
It was tough, but we made it through.
We made it through. We made it through. Like these.
We're gonna keep on keeping on, as they say, right? The show must go on.
The show must go on.
So it will go on this Thursday at 7.
We'll see you then.
We'll see you then. Thanks again.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.